Hello students, welcome back. So far we had been doing a lot of computations, a lot. For the students who got bored and got some frustration, well, here's the good news. We are changing the viewpoint now, and let's consider some problems that does not require any computation at all, or even if it does, just minimal level of computation. Here's an example. F of 2 is -3. G of 2 is 4, f prime of 2 is -2, g prime of 2 is 7, and find h prime of 2. Please note that all the x values here is for x equal to 2. And then h is for 5f minus 4g, f times g, f over g, and so on. Basically, what you need to see is h of x is 5f prime of x minus 4g prime of x. Yeah, if you take the derivative by coefficient rule and addition rule, you're going to get that. And then, consequently, h prime of 2 is 5f prime of 2 minus 4g prime of 2. What is f prime of 2? The problem gave you that. And what is g prime of 2? You know that one too. So plug those in and you do your computation. You're going to get the answer like this. Clear enough? Okay, that was a bit too simple. Now we have a product of two functions. What do you do now? H is f of x times g of x. In that case, you have to remember this. By product rule, f prime of x, g of x, plus f of x, g prime of x. Alright, that's true. And consequently, h prime of 2 will be f prime of 2 times g of 2 plus f of 2 times g prime of 2. What is f prime of 2, g of 2, f of 2, and g prime of 2? They're all here. Plug those in and do your computation. You're going to get your answer. Like this. All good? Just use a product rule. And this one, obviously, this is going to be a quotient rule. I'm not going to even bother. I'll leave that to you. How about this one? Well, it's going to be a little bit more than just a quotient rule because the denominator is 1 plus f. So we'll have to do some derivative computation like this. So that's your expression. And then we want derivative computation. So that's your denominator squared. And then the quotient rule says u prime of v minus u v prime, like this. Let's expand the font a little bit. And then u prime, that's the derivative of the numerator. And then down here, just the denominator, 1 plus f of x. And then here, just a numerator. And then here, derivative of denominator. Let's see. Let's put those in. The derivative of the numerator, what is it? G prime of x. And then here, derivative of denominator. Well, 1 is just a constant, so that's going to be 1. F prime of x, and that's going to be a derivative computation for this. A minimal computation. And then about further computation, what is f, what is g? We can't do any of those. But we can plug in x equals to 2. h prime of 2 is g prime of 2 times 1 plus f of 2 minus g of 2 times f prime of 2 and then 1 over f of 2 squared. What are those values? They will here, f of 2 is negative 3, g of 2 is 4, f prime of 2 is negative 2, and g prime of 2 is 7. Plug all those numbers in and do your computation, like this. Hard to see. Let me expand the font. Plug in and do your computation. You're going to get negative 3 halves if you do it right. A little bit more challenging maybe. How about this? Okay, in that case, what's the derivative? What's the derivative? The denominator squared. And then we have, yeah, you guessed it, u prime of v minus u v prime. Okay, u prime, we're going to come back to that later. This is v, x plus f of x, the denominator. And then let's put the numerator here. X squared g of x. And then these are going to be the derivatives. Let's see, the derivative of the numerator will take x squared times g, so it's a product. The derivative of the first function, 2x, times the second function, plus the first function times the derivative of the second function. Derivative of g is g prime, so you can write like this. And then how about here? The derivative computation for x plus f of x. 1 plus f prime of x. Is that clear to you? And then all you have to do is to plug in x equals to 2 in this computation. Yeah, times 2. And then g of 2. And then 2 squared here. And then g prime of 2. 2 plus f of 2. And then this one is 2 squared g of 2. And then f prime of 2, 2 plus f of 2 squared. So what do you have? Punch everything into calculator. You have all the information here. And run your calculation. Did you get the answer? If you do it right, you're going to get this computation. Let me expand the font. Here, quotient rule, u prime v minus u v prime, and u prime, you have a product rule here. V prime, that's straightforward. And then plug in x equal to 2, and then run your calculator. Eventually, you're going to get negative 28. I can change all those numbers, and then change some expressions. Some computation down here, but just minimal computation, nothing like the computation we had been doing. Okay, that was just a warming up. A bit harder problem this time. We have a table. So x value is 1, 2, or 3. Depending upon then, f of x value is 3, 1, and 7 respectively. In other words, f of 1 is 3, f of 2 is 1, f of 3 is 7. For other x values, no idea. F prime of 1 is 4. F prime of 2 is 5. F prime of 3 is 7, etc. Can you read all this? It's pretty standard, and I can give you this horizontal table or vertical table or whatever. Reading the table, that's up to you. And then U is f of g of x. Okay, we have a chain rule computation to do. So what is it? U prime of x is, by chain rule, the derivative of the outer function, inside doesn't change, times derivative of the inside. That's the derivative computation, isn't it? So what do we have here? Copy and paste this. U prime of 1 is f prime of g of 1 times g prime of 1. Make sense? Okay, now the derivative computation is done. The derivative computation is done outside in. Now this is algebra. We did the derivative. This is algebra. So the order of operation here is inside out, inside first. So inside is g of 1. G of 1, what is it? What is g of 1? G of 1 is 2. Do you see that? So this is 2. Copy and paste this thing here. And g of 1 is 2. Do you see that? Do you see that here? Blue. Let's make it bold so that you can see this better. Bold blue. Bold blue. Next, what is g prime of 1? G prime of 1 is 6. Do you see that? G prime of 1 here sorry about the typo, and that's 6. We're almost there. What is f prime of 2? Inside is 2, so f prime of 2, that's 5. So 5 times 6. Looks like I'm getting 30. This one here is f prime of 2. Make sense? So I'm getting 30. So chain rule, and then plug in the number, and then just routine algebra, inside first. How about this one here? V is g of f of x. So apply the chain rule, and then plug in x equals 1, and then follow this table. Do the same. I'll give you some time to work on. So what do we have here? The chain rule computation. So the chain rule computation, and then plug in x equals 1. So f of 1 right here, f prime of 1 here, and what is f of 1? F of 1 is 3, so g prime of 3 is 9, and the conclusion follows. A couple more problems like this. I'll leave the details to students. Just read the table and remember the derivative rules.